Post-match breakdown.
They said pre-match there were some nightmares possibly for Liquid. They also said they had some dreams after map 1. I think reality just set in after map number 2 because SK showed why they're the best team in the world. And gents on the panel are going to explain exactly why, because it was very one-sided, Chad.
Fer and Phelps showed up.
Yeah.
They were there to play. You know, we said that was an issue, that on a map like this, they obviously have a lot more freedom, and starting on that T side, it was really good pacing. SK were just running all over Liquid. So I think, you know, when you have 4 players on the team over the space of 2 maps who are all showing up and Cold Zero carrying that form through, it's very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, half full from Grace from map 1. No more so than JDM when you look at the statistics alone. Yeah. I mean, this guy's gone from, you know, the monster game that he had to 21.2 ADR game 2.
And this is a map, CT side Inferno. You can do a lot if you're an AWPer. You can really get a lot of work done. The distance can play in your advantage massively. That's why a lot of the great AWPers love this map. JDM did nothing on this one, unfortunately. And so the reason it's a bit depressing is because it wasn't even just this tournament. At Mykonos as well, in the final, he had such a great performance against Mousesports. It seemed like he'd found his place within the team. My problem is they just don't play this map a whole lot. You know, it's not one of the ones that they go to often. Usually they're not playing a whole lot of series for a start off. They were never a team that made a lot of playoffs, so they were often able to get in the middle of the map pool. They were staying away from this sort of a map. That's why I think we said at the outset, it's such a smart veto from SK, you know, because think about how much pressure they put on Liquid on Liquid's map. And then they go to their own map. And listen, SK isn't the best team on this map, but they're better than Liquid. And that really showed on this one. They could really kind of press that advantage. And that's why I always say it's so dangerous, the really good in-game leaders. Like, I think MSL's a fantastic in-game leader, but he will famously allow you, sometimes with his pick, like he'll pick a map that's one of yours as well, as if he thinks it's his best. So you open the door then for someone like Liquid to go, if we get in this game, we can win this. Whereas this one, you could see they were absolutely, there was no spirit in this team as soon as they kind of got behind. And they were waiting for someone to do something on the team, and no one was.
Maybe they could have done what SK did on the first map and actually picked the T side, because this was obviously SK's pick. You know, you get to choose the side. So here, maybe they could have started on the T side, maybe got a bit of momentum rolling there, or got themselves into the game. When you start on the CT side and you lose the key rounds and you can never get the economy going, and when your AWPer was your best player and you can't get an AWP in his hands and you're having to force buy a lot, it gets really difficult. Once you start losing so many rounds and you get to that, it's normally like a 9-2 mark, you start thinking, we just kind of have to buy at this point, because you need to put up a decent amount of rounds on the board, and then it becomes very difficult. A lot of CZs, a lot of shotguns, usually not too good on a map like this, especially if they're heading towards that A-bomb site.
Yeah, and Duncan, I guess it's the first time we've seen it, really, in the 5 or 6 series that we've had from them, where actually they haven't looked very good for a change. No. Like, the first time.
Yeah, that's why I made the point in the first map. Like, even against the Strauss when they lost, they would still do very well in the map. They would still do almost enough to win. Yeah. And so they looked so great map to map to map that you were like, play like this, you're going to just win maps. You're going to win series. You're going to grind your way through to the tournament. The first time they've looked completely helpless. Well, I have to say, a factor I wonder about is, I know that Nitro and Elige go every day before the next match. And when they know their opponent, they go through the demos, right? Problem is, if you're going through the demos just over a night, not like a week before the tournament, you have to prioritize. You have to probably, in this scenario, right, let's have a look at their Mirage, Cobble, maybe you're never getting down to Overpass. So in theory, if they don't play that much, they're not going to have any comfort on this map. They're not going to know what SK is going to do very well beyond the basics, and they're not going to have any advanced tactics set themselves.
We are saying that this is the first time we've seen them look helpless, right? But we did see them get blown out by VP on Nuke, right? VP made
but I think that was more of VP, though, wasn't it?
VP played a very good T side,
I mean,
right,
Pasha tweeted out afterwards, can you run a tournament with only Nuke in the map pool?
Yeah, sure, but they still didn't look good, right? Sure. And this is kind of a similar thing, because in the past, this has been one of SK's best maps, definitely in the top 2, right?
Sure, yes.
So going into the third, it's not like over and done for Liquid, because we've seen them bounce back from being down in such, like, to having a horrible loss, and that was definitely one of them right there. So there is hope on Cobble, and it is a map, you know, where I think that they have key players in key areas, like Elige holding the B platform is super powerful, this squad.
Cold Zero, quick mention for the boy wonder again, 66 for 33 over the 2 games.
Love to see it.
Insane again.
It looked like a
running out of superlatives, really, for talking about how good he... I mean, it's really a toss-up between him and Simple right now. It's the best player in the world.
Yeah, well, the thing is, as well, Cold Zero was one of the reasons why they had the dip as well. Like, he never was bad. Like, he was never like Fur, where he was misplaying. He just had slightly lower numbers. And because we've actually got their crutch is that he has to be the best player in the world, as bizarre as that sounds. So if he takes anything of a step down, they become a bit vulnerable. In this tournament, he's gone right back up again. He's really at that peak level.
Here's a point that I think has actually facilitated that, especially on Inferno, is when you don't have Fur and Phelps going super super aggressive on the B site, or at least anywhere on the map, it means that when it's actually a site execute, you have a lot of your numbers alive. And Cold Zero plays off his teammates so well. He plays off Taco. Like, if you don't have Taco, you don't have this Cold Zero.
Yep.
I think that's fair to say, right? He plays off his teammates so well in those situations that when it gets late round, that's when the clutches come out for Cold. That's when he can actually anchor bomb sites and get multi-frags like we've seen. But when you have players going and giving away a number advantage early, and you have to save or you have to try and retake, you're not going to get as many frags, right? And this is where, if you have this team now where Phelps and Fur are both known as being aggressive elements, in the past they had FNX in place of Phelps. He was another anchor. He was fantastic at anchoring towards the B bomb site on a map like Cbble, able to sit back, hold drop zone, and that enabled Cold Zero to play other parts of the map. When you go into this one, if you have that passive Fur and Phelps, right, and they're not getting a lot done, and they're playing over towards the A bomb site, then Cold Zero's going to have to rotate on a map like Cbble, which isn't the easiest map to actually do that on as a CT. You can get locked out by smokes and molotovs very easily. It's just a little bit worrying, right? With the passive playstyle, there's no one to really help him at the moment, because we're not seeing a lot from Taco. He's normally a bomb site anchor. There's no one else who is doing Fallen, obviously, but he's actually being, on the CT side, the most aggressive. So it's just weird to see how that's going to pan out. Okay, I'm going to get more from both of you in just a moment, of course. We've had a few tweets going out, obviously, over the weekend, one of which was from Pansy earlier on, which mentioned the fact that we've got a lot of parents and children here, which is fantastic to see. Obviously, it makes it a family show. So who better than to confirm that it's a family show than OJ, who's with a family right now?
See what we did there, Paul. That's why they pay him the big bucks. I'm indeed with Andrew and Sam. Hey, Andrew. Hey, Sam. Now, this is your first esports event. How have you enjoyed your experience here at the Barclays Center so far, Andrew?
This has been a thrilling afternoon so far. It's great to be here with New York to see just an outstanding match. A tough map this last time around, but it should be a great one in just a moment.
And Sam, you've dragged your dad to this event. What did you have to say to him to bring him along?
Minor begging, saying it's my passion. It just kind of worked, I guess.
And he's been getting fully involved, hasn't he?
Yeah, he signed up for HLTV. He was following all the news.
And talk me through that last map. Why were SK so good in that last map, Andrew?
I think the Brazilians came on strong. They got more and more intense over the course of the first map. Obviously, Liquid pulled it out, but they have the momentum right now. It's going to be up to Liquid to come back and turn it around.
Sam, Andrew's been doing his homework.
Yeah, he's been watching games on Twitch. He's been paying attention to the roles of players and how they sort of affect the team as a whole.
And do you know what? It is, in all honesty, it is amazing that you've brought your son along. I mean, what has it been like just bonding with him down here?
Any day together is a great day, and certainly a day together at the Barclays Center to see this is terrific.
A round of applause for Andrew and Sam. What guys? And let's just get a final bit of knowledge from you, Sam. What's going to happen in this third map, Liquid SK?
I feel like it's going to be a battle of the operas, honestly. I think JDM and Fallen are going to duke it out, A site, B site. I think there's going to be a lot of A pressure and a lot of drop pressure.
Chad, you're sacked. This man is taking over. Now, would you like to see a pro tip? Would you? So I'll tell you what, you're going to introduce this next bit. I want you to go, hi, my name's Sam. We're down here at ESL One, Barclays Center. Let's have a pro tip. Here you go. No, take the microphone. Take the microphone.
Hi, my name's Sam, down at ESL One New York in the Barclays Center.
Let's see a pro tip.
Don't hold drop with an AWP.
No, say we're now going to watch a pro tip. We're going to see it. We're going to throw to a package. Say we're now going to see a pro tip. Here you go.
Now we're going to see a pro tip.
There you go.
Hey Future Pros. Looks like we're back on Cobblestone today with a smoke that will block off the door to connector on A site. To throw this smoke, first aim at the middle window, then ignore it, and then go to the left of this window. Aim at the corner of the roof, then walk forward and throw. Easy peasy and effective.
Yep, indeed. Easy peasy and effective. Back at the panel very quickly, because basically we don't need these guys anymore. We've got the crowd out there. We've got guys like that who can just do the job themselves. Sorry, guys, you're sacked.
No, that's fair enough. He's right. Don't hold drop with an AWP.
Don't let your parents sign up to HLTV.org.
No, definitely don't.
For a start off, my mum once did it, and it was really awkward because she kept connecting with all like past lovers or something. I don't know what it was all about.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, guys, gents, next map, third and final map. Thoughts quickly?
Momentum's with SK. They're going to take it.
Okay.
I think SK is going to win this. So few teams have ever beat. The only team I've seen manhandle this SK on this map is G2, and they're not here. So Team Liquid has been great, but it's going to be a monster task.
Okay, well, as you can see, plans are almost ready. So why don't we hand you over to our commentary team, who are also ready for map number 3 in the semi-final. Who's making the grand final? Is it Liquid or SK Gaming?
Liquid or SK Gaming, and that is the question, and we will find out right now. Liquid certainly gave us an excellent game on Inferno. We get to see if they can do it again on Cobblestone. We knew there wasn't going to be much in the middle.
Yeah,
We'll see what this turns out to be.
that's fair enough. And I think they were just saving energy, you know, conserving themselves for the third and final map. JDM is like, you know what, we can't win this one. I'm going to save my monstrous performance for the third map to close it out. I can confirm Liquid have won the 9th round as well. So they'll be starting the CT side. That's where they prefer to play. And this is where we're going to have, I think, a really good series. I still do favor SK Gaming. I did say 2-1 overall, but I hope this is an epic matchup like we saw in Inferno. I think overtime is definitely a possibility. All 30 rounds, at least going the full distance, should be happening. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're ready to go. The third and final map, Team Liquid versus SK Gaming. Let's make some noise. Liquid, like I said, on the CT side, and SK will be buying up on the T side. Surely no more dual elites, Matt. That can't be a thing anymore.
Come on, I want them.
You like that?
Yeah, I want them all.
Well, he
Bring me
doesn't.
the dualies.
He doesn't buy them. It will be standard still with the default USP. One smoke available for SK here and a fast approach towards long A. But there we go! A lead to the first shot. He managed to take down Phelps. One bullet is all it takes, and he'll fall back right towards the bomb site.
Shot to Elige. He is tagged up by Fur, backs off. And work within the confines of the site. Certainly agree with Sam that I think it'll be a battle of the ops when we get JDM out against Fallen. A slugfest between the two. Speaking of Fallen, he'll start to ready himself with a flash out toward mid to pop above the sky and therefore allow Fur to peek top ramp. So support flash play to allow SK closer to the side of Van down, but still approaching. Bomb's gonna go back around though and hit Fallen's hands. Fur smoke down to the door. He wants to stick to take battles, but he could have pushed through the smoke and actually taken over Connector. I'm not sure which would have been the better result, because taking Connector to hold off all the rotations might have been better off, given that the bomb is now alone and left inside of the drop. Fallen with just a Glock to work with.
Not really much he can do here, I'm afraid. The damage has been done. 4 frags picked up for Liquid. Fallen has got the bomb. If he gets that down, I'll be impressed. He might as well hope that a CT makes a mistake. Walks into his crosser at this point. He holds towards the drop-down window here. CT's holding strong, though. They don't want to give anything up. They know they've won this round. Give him an inch, he's going to take a mile. He's that sort of player. Hoping to get something going here. Drops down silently. That's something to prove. He can get his 1 frag. That helps him out. $3 for an AWP. It's going to be very valuable indeed. But time ticking away now. Heads towards the balcony. That's got some room to work with here, but there it is. Just being spotted, and that should be it. Taken down any second. Goes for a desperate plant here. Surely this doesn't go down there, Matt.
Harheist, even better. Stanislaw gets it with a denial with a knife. $1,500 for him. No extra money for SK. Sorry, Fallen.
That's definitely worth it, right? Because you deny the plant, and even if he doesn't, and he goes to kill you, he gets no money if he survives, right? So that's definitely worth going for that knife. That's actually really smart by Stan to take that one down. Times it perfection as well. Both of them going for
were
it.
trying it. Yeah, that was a mutual agreement.
So yeah, that worked. Even if he kills both of you, gets no money into the next round. So it's definitely worth it. Well, Stan with the knife. Liquid with the early lead. That Elige opening shot towards long A as well. That's beautiful. It will be the force bite from SK in the second round. Just to point out, the bomb did not go down. Fallen. Yeah, with that Inspector Gadget play, he's got the smoke, the flashbangs, the Molotov. No armor to work with.
Cold Zero works with Phelps. Nitro and Stan will sit inside of the site and direct with a crossfire established. Nitro has just the MP9, yet giving himself some range to work with from the APC all the way out to the long corner. Either way, attention turns to B. JDM, Elige twists, and JDM near a broken wall, playing up close as the UMP to farm cash, as we want to get him out of the AWP as soon as possible. That bomb going down as soon as possible. Should be 2 rounds from now when SK will try and do the same. No armor bought for Fallen to try and allow him to be able to do so as well. Twist, found by Fur, fast entry. Forget about 2 rounds from now if they can't hold off the defensive side this time, because JDM gets one back, but Taco and Phelps add to the totals, and SK are in position to steal the round away as they go for the bomb plant. Long-range Nitro still with the MP9, and a smoke in front of the M4 means Stan cannot walk into the site quite so easily.
So working out now for SK Gaming. Bomb planted. There is a kit available. It's in the back pocket of Nitro, though. Stanislaw with the M4. After getting that knife kill, he has got the firepower to work with it. 2 incendiaries as well, but time's ticking away. Team Liquid need the frags. They need them fast, but it's Phelps to strike first. Takes down Stan. That's the M4 going down, and presumably the dream of this round for Liquid as well. Nitro finds one and looks to just save the M4 at this point. Great bounce back from SK Gaming. Not many teams can replicate that sort of form so consistently. After losing the pistol, force buying into the second, a couple of smokes and flashbangs, that's all it requires. And they managed to take the round away there. Only one player survives, that's going to be Fallen, but job done. Nitro saves the M4, takes 3 kills from him as well, so if they are going to force up, which they probably will, he can drop a FAMAS for a teammate. Now we've got a game on our hands here, Matt. This is, like I said, I expect this one to go all 30 rounds here. The FAMAS drops, the force buy comes in for the North American side. CZ's 5-7s, and Nitro's M4. Is it enough to hold off the SK Gaming AK-47s?
So around stolen guns up early. Elysian Nitro to buy all they can. Awkward situation to be in, CT side especially. It's fine if the T's win pistol and lose it. Shouldn't say fine, it's never fine, but it's a better situation because things are cheaper, it's easier to build up money with bomb plants. CTs are now in a very precarious situation. And it's all in on Elysian Nitro. Interesting approach to drop. Rather than walk up the stairs and have a predictable angle by which anyone boosted on the other side could stare at, they boost to check, and Cold makes sure it's clear.
So far, so good. In terms of the CT setup here, we've got Elysian, JDM, aggressive towards long. We've actually flashed through and managed to get some intel there. Phelps didn't spot them. All in with the bomb towards middle as well. This looks like an A split to me right now. Phelps trying to get some basic mid control. In terms of that rifle, Nitro, he's top of the edge. Showing presence towards drop down. They might edge back towards B here, you know, as well. They dropped a couple of smokes and showed some attention on that side of the map. There's only Stanislaw inside the B bomb site here. If he goes down, that's round over.
Taco trying to find him, knows at least where he is. Can't get bullets to get detection the same way as eyes have. Now they will. Taco takes Stan's head clean off, and Fur walks in from drop. One more player behind the rock. Didn't see it. Did Fur, and that is the rifle, the M4 for Nitro. So free kill for him, leaves him with good HP, which is very significant because he has to get as many kills as possible without any damage going his way. He is tagged down to 49, but it's JDM instead that gets the shot on Cold. They still have a shout in the round. 2 rifles versus 2 players make it 1. Elige strikes back to Phelps. The all-in on the rifles combining for exactly what they need as Elige closes on Fallen.
Very good job there from Elige. Same story for Nitro as well. He's got the only M4 to work with, but slowly but surely the frags start to fall apart from SK Gaming. Default at the start, executing towards B. They got that opening shot, but a ton of damage was inflicted by Stanislaw. And as soon as the retake begun, it seemed like Liquid had a firm grasp on the situation, and SK's crossfires just weren't good enough. And there it is, a rare smile from Elige. As we get to round number 4, they've got 3 AK-47s. This is looking very promising now. Is the force buy coming in once again? Or does SK Gaming give in? This was the flank from Elige with that FAMAS. Time to perfection as well, taking down Phelps and Fallen. A timeout here, Matt, early on.
Very early on, but they'll use it. It's exactly what we talked about. I mean, we saw a lot of this at Malmo, early timeouts being used. The coaches perhaps having, I was thinking about this last week while I was in Montreal and you were in Greece. I think maybe one of the reasons we saw timeouts so much earlier was that the coaches could actually request for one because they could talk. They didn't have to wait for their players to call it to get their voices heard. So we saw a lot of early ones. I don't know if that's what to do with it or not. This time, SK is going to take it. We know the situation of money going back and forth this early is tough to be in, and SK knows T-sided rounds are going to be absolutely pivotal for a victory on this map.
It's the third and final map. You've got 4 pauses, and it's such a precarious position to be in. You're being forced buying back and forth, no one breaking serve just yet. And will be SK trying to do just that now with the Galils out, CZs, UMPs as well, tackling with the Deagle, but Liquid so well equipped this time. They've got their own AK-47. 3 of those on the CT side is so beneficial, means you can afford to take more aggressive angles, hold tighter angles to manage to find opening kills with just the one-tap potential of the AK instead of needing double dinks of the M4.
Phelps just waiting to see if anyone's going to get aggressive and flash out at long.
So what do we have available here? SK will be going for basic long A control. Down to the execution where it looks likely to finish up towards the A side of the map. Smoking connector. In front of the bomb side as well. Flash over, Molotov towards the balcony. Hope you can trade frag to the CTs waiting on the other side. So far so good as a passive hold from Nitro and Stanislaw. Taco showing presence towards drop down. Just trying to keep players on that side of the map at least. Here come the smokes I mentioned. Towards stable they go. Can SK get anything going here with the lesser weaponry?
Cannons for Stan. Wide shot toward door. Makes it work. They now know he's there, but bomb's down already. At least cause for panic, but it might be if Twist goes down because that'll open the sight. He's getting caught. Transition and double face. Puts himself in a rough position to try and be secured and have an angle. As JDM smoked off, has to back away and allow Elige closer on the flank, and Taco's already searching for him. This could be a round stolen back. So the timeout call and the force buy. And SK could take momentum back in their favor. Elige has slowed down, but Taco, I think, heard him get to long. And as such, staring at the door, Elige checks, but not quite good enough. Taco close with a deagle, absolutely obliterates him, and suddenly JDM is locked out of the sight that was once theirs. And taken back. No HP on 2, he doesn't even fancy it. Backs out, it's going to go 2-2, SK respond, and one gun saved for JDM.
This is going to be one of those games where everyone's going to find success in the force buy. This time it's SK managing to salvage AKs once again. Coldzera the Galil. Fallen, very nice job there. Taco with a stellar deagle headshot towards the danger area. JDM does save the M4, and that suggests they probably will come back with a force buy themselves. They've got 4K on Elige. He can buy up the M4 as well. Pistols available, but this could be a massive problem for Liquid. As you mentioned, it's easier to force buy on the terrorist side. If you keep doing that to the CD side, it could cost you the game because you keep force buying, you never establish yourself, and sure, even if you win rounds, you're never going to get that all power, and it's going to take one reset for you to get yourself in financial turmoil. They do force buy fully. Elige, Nitro with the M4s, JDM and Stanislaw on pistols, Twist. He's got that submachine gun to work with. They've got one defuse kit and a little bit of utility. Be another default round from the SK side. Focus from the CTs towards the B side, especially the upper platform. And Elige, Stanislaw and JDM on the platform steps right now, trying to potentially go for some upper control here by smoking off the entrance and maybe trying to isolate any T's on the other side.
Molotov holds off for a little bit longer. When he had a teammate flash down, he had the nade at the ready, but now throws it in, gets ready to pounce. Rotates back through danger. It's a lead off toward B early from Team Liquid. Twist is in a position to rotate back, but it's Nitro alone.
Indeed. This is the force buy, remember. 2 flashbangs to hold off SK now with 45 seconds remaining. Elige and JDM still with the upper platform control. Fer and Coldzera know it as well, waiting for them to either push or flash them back off. Phelps flashed in middle. This will be a B-side finish. SK have got some of those deadly executions in the game on this map. I'm not sure Liquid have got the firepower to hold one of those off right now.
Flash is over. On to B, and a flood toward the gates. Elige inside a cubby. He's Molotoved off, but still fights in the flames. It's Phelps that eventually puts him down, so good 1-for-1. And then a lineup from pistols as Phelps gets 2 more. So they could manage to get a single kill to drop the bomb, but Phelps is still in the disadvantage. The one thing that saves him is that they have to rotate over. They've made it inside of the site early. Nitro had it. Nitro had the lineup and stopped firing. 2 HP there for Phelps, puts it down, and nearly got the AK drawn again, but a response once more. No one has won back-to-back rounds yet this game.
This is absolutely crazy. It can be very frustrating, especially on the CT side. Like we said, you just don't have a chance to get yourself fully equipped here, but they're still winning rounds with the force buy as Elige somehow gets a kill after getting Molotov in that position, and then he takes enough aggro away for his teammates with the CZs and UMPs to leave Phelps in a very difficult procedure there. 2 versus 1, 10 seconds remaining. He's lucky to even get the bomb down there. That gives SK another chance to plant and buy up. 3 AK-47s, CZs, Deagles, not too bad actually. They've got a bit of utility to work with as well. 3-2. Haven't really seen a full gun round as of yet. There's force by Mania. Coldzera boosted up this time. That's towards upper B. And Stanislaw holds towards danger. There is a smoke and a terrorist within it. Phelps offers himself up a free there. Took a chance and gets punished for it. 5-on-4. Could be the first time we've seen 2 rounds in a row. And we're at number 6 right now.
Fur waits. Having already gotten inside a drop for his team to make the next move, he'll bounce off them. Still spraying from Elige at the box as the smoke goes down. He's got to be careful. 3 bullets. Wow. The reload comes in. If they pushed, if they had timed that, it could have been a problem for him. Fallen gets tagged low. They'll start to work their way in. He gives up the stairwell. Elige, he'll play in the corner. The Hobbit hole that they look too late, but he still manages. The kill twist follows up. Fur has to come out now from drop because his team already in were not able to do anything, I should say. But he's got to add to the fact that he has to allow Fallen on low HP into the side. He hasn't given that opportunity to him, but he's still got a chance to clutch back. Bit of room to work with. Bomb is down, but finds yet another kill onto Twist. He will be pinched, and he oversteps it. Elige stayed alive the whole time, finds his second kill, and Liquid finally get back-to-back rounds.
No bomb going down either means that Liquid have a chance to breathe at this point as well. It has to be the eco for SK Gaming. No more force buying antics here. Liquid, as I was mentioning before, have broken the serve now of SK. They have to go with nothing more than just Glocks and PT50s. Liquid can bring out the AWP into the next round. They're not exactly established right now, but this round will bring them a lot closer to being so. Number 7 now. SK shouldn't even get a plant here.
Stands time as well, because one player already went by, so SK. The pistol's trying to go fast. Didn't have the information that he was in position. Player that went by was Phelps. He's greeted inside of the site, so no plant, at least yet, possible for SK. Nitro's going to go back in next in line. He'll take the MP9, farm up a bit of cash. 2 kills now on it. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
JDM will get Fur as well, waiting to get out the window, so bomb plant not a factor. Liquid going to find their 5th round as they start to add them up on the CT side. Anything they take away from SK on either side. This is going to be... Yes, Liquid's very good on CT side, but this will be a game that goes both ways. This will be a brawl the whole way through.
It's looking very good for Liquid, I have to say. This is a great performance so far. I did say that CT side could be strong. They've won the knife. This is where they want to be. AWP not coming out just yet, but that's fine. They're just trying to rack up the cash, not throw anything away. That was a clean sweep for them, so it's going to be Nitro sticking on the MP9. JDM will go to the AWP as soon as he can, as soon as he loses the M4, as soon as he can drop it to a teammate. Just don't want to sacrifice any cash just yet. SK Gaming this time, focusing towards middle. 4 players on this side of the map. Standing Nitro to defend. Wallbangs coming through, but no damage inflicted just yet. Taco, once again, holds towards drop down, making sure no one boosts up or flanks behind them. Phelps will begin the procedure. No flashbangs required, apparently. Made to the face, but not too much damage inflicted.
Backs off. Nitro goes with him. They'll play this together inside of the site. Twist already considering looking back over toward B as they do so because he doesn't need to be there. They don't need to stack up A just yet, even with contact made. There's no indication they will rush the site.
Well, SK have at least bullied Liquid off long A. That's always the first objective in these defaults. Take vision away from the CTs, make them use their utility and feel uncomfortable on this side of the map. Potentially force a rotation from B, at least towards a connector. And the CTs now have to work out what the next move is from SK. Phelps makes his way towards the end of the game. This is quite standard for SK. Leave Phelps in this position. He shows presence, sometimes go to the flanks, but he has been dinked in the process as well. Can be a little bit overzealous in this sort of position, but his teammates coming out towards middle now. It's a good flash from Nitro. Only got the MP9 though. Does damage. Can he get any frags? Apparently not. Fur takes him down.
Hold the next to get up toward the site. He's going to try and get an angle. It's Fallen instead that finds Stanislaw. As they wrap him behind the murder hole, JDM is locked out from it because the smokes will go down. He'll have to concede once more. And a response from SK Gaming. They go 5-3. Another round. And the money on Liquid's side is decent enough that with the single save, they can force around it. Despite only going to be able to get $1,400 from the loss. Important, however, that SK keeps 4 players alive because they themselves only on 3 digits are about to win 1 after 3. And it'll buy them potentially another round afterwards. So this is the first time we start to see anyone be able to sort of stretch the economy or break the other team down yet again after all the exchanges we had early on, to be fair. Searching as best they can for JDM. Fur's going all the way around toward the spawn. Phelps gets close to the backside of the B tunnels, but it should be long enough. I don't think Fur's going to quite get there.
It's a good round by SK, but things are about to become a lot harder for them because Liquid will presumably bring out the AWP now. We'll see whether that comes into fruition. It was a good flashbang by Nitro. He read it very well, but as we mentioned, they only had the MP9 to defend, and Fallen, he'll love that. He capitalizes, hits some stellar shots there. And here we go, the JDM AWP comes out. We'll see where he decides to go. Normally holding towards the chicken coop at the back of B, that's his chosen position. But sometimes on the statue in the B-bomb side as well. Number 9. Whoever loses this round will be broken for money. SK not so much, but Liquid, they're fully invested here. After winning 3 in a row, losing the previous round, they're all in.
Molotov lands, forces Fur back. So deep Molotov from the CT side, smokes meanwhile for Phelps as he wants to cover long corner. Stan is not out there, in fact he's down below. And with JDM getting more aggressive toward the B stairs where Lige has been playing. It's interesting to see his boost being more supportive to Twist, who watches drop, but it's A. Rotations will have to head toward as Stan realizes now with utility in front of him, he's likely got company. He's actually pushed through Stan. He thought of it. That was a bold play considering that 4 players were on the other side of the smoke. Go front side stables. Paper thin, but a decent angle to hold.
The SK system working very nicely once again. They don't give anything away. Minimal amounts of utility used towards long. One flashbang. They haven't wasted any smokes or Molotovs to actually get this position. 25 seconds though. They need to make their final commitment. Once again up towards middle. And Fur, he comes from the drop down area. Stanislaus stuck in a horrible spot, but he's finding frags. Gets the double, looking for 3. Manages to pull it off as well. Heroic play from Stan. The bombs drop. 10 seconds remaining. That should surely be the round.
Frontside stables always catches teams off. JDM gets Fur late to the B site. Just cold 0 remaining. Has an AK, still to work with. Be nice to take it out of his hands more so because the time has expired and they've not got a palm plant. Does he get spotted or not? He's got position, he doesn't even take a shot, doesn't even risk it, just gets away with the AK.
Well, the SK system, as I said, was working so well there, but they didn't anticipate Stan to be in this sort of position. In front of the stable, definitely can be a little bit hit or miss, but the timing works in his favor. SK trying to take him down one by one there. He gets 3 kills in total and saves the round for his team. And I did say whoever wins that round will be forcing their opposition down to an eco. Not so much for SK. They do manage to still at least get some sort of a force buy here. AK is coming out. Deagle for Taco. This will be a force buy. UMP available for Fur. So not completely broken. The unpause comes through. And Liquid map, they're actually looking very good. 6-3 on the CT side of what is still considered a T-sided map. Not so much as what it used to be. But it's the 3rd and final map, and after winning the pistol, found himself in a very promising position here. And JDM with the AWP once again heads towards the B side.
JDM to B side, as you say, but Stan and Nitro to get aggressive at long A together with rifles. Not yet seeing a double up setup come out from Liquid. Nitro's elected to try it on Inferno when they had the economy and advantage in doing so. Down already in drop though. They've actually gone aggressive with the push out toward long, and Elige playing passive to JDM's up. They leave a complete hole by which Twist is smoked off. Elige has to rotate back around, and both players at A are gone. Nice find by Cold to get Twist. That means Elige, this is perfect. That's the exact hole to find, and SK exploit it with such grace and dignity in which the Liquid cannot even respond. It's one single smoke at the drop room and Twist had no vision and they were out the window and gone already.
Very fast-paced round there from SK Gaming, shutting down Liquid. No response whatsoever. It's JDM to try and save the AWP, and I like those rounds on Cobblestone. And the T side as well, it's completely changed the pace. They've been showing defaults all day long, but JDM somehow takes that kill down. I have no idea how he survived for so long, but eventually he will be dropped. Fur even gives him a laugh in chat, considering that he thought that was a kill all day long, and SK keep their heads above water, and I think that has to be the eco now for Team Liquid. Got about 3k per player. Elige a little bit less. He actually buys up the CZ75, which costs $500. No armor really invested. It's just one smoke and some upgraded pistols. What's the play? The stack coming in from Liquid here. They're actually sending all 5 players to the A side of the map here, and it makes sense, right, Matt? Because that's where the default's been coming in from SK. Get that long air control, push his CTs back, then you can go back towards B or fully commit. And JDM and Elige doing good work to find Phelps, and he's the only player there as well. So T's would have spotted that, got that information. They probably go all in towards B now. But it's decent work by Liquid. They picked up an AK-47 and now can look to find potentially a little bit more.
swarm the perimeter, perhaps take down every kill they can. It's not like there's a lot of money built up on the SK side. Fur could find a stand. Liege found as well as Fur holds behind the door. And even though the bomb has been planted and they have the B site, Liquid have lost the AK-47. So the chances of doing further damage and deficit to the money get taken back just ever so slightly as Cold waits to see if there will be anyone peeking from top drop, and then he'll exit out through the window. Set twist back toward the B tunnels to see if there'll be a flank rotation to catch them off. ADM should be found. Good shot. And here Nitro working in the same direction. Unfortunately, Nitro's presence is not quite enough to have Cold close enough to the bomb. All four will stay alive. He'll get the kill on top of it as well. We go 6-5, 1 round between them. That equals the first time SK's gotten back-to-back rounds this game.
Oh, the force fight from Liquid. I was the other question whether they go for this one. Liquid's still the lead here, but they're going to be purchasing up with 3 Famises, an MP9, and a JDM AW. He can't sit at the back of the B site anymore, Matt. He cannot do that.
Absolutely not.
He has to start aggressively finding frags. He's going to be going towards danger, and we'll see if that works out for him.
The problem with the way he was playing in B was the way they were playing off of it as well, because that's what created the hole at the connector, because as soon as he was there, they went for a tree support, doubles inside the site stack, as opposed to playing one connector window and having a leash spam. So you're right. The op has to be more aggressive, more assertive, and find kills. If they continue to sit back like that, SK's going to walk all over them.
Yeah. JDM had little to no impact here. 7 kills so far after 11 rounds. And Liege, I like that. Whoa. Being assertive, taking matters in his own hands. He gets 1 kill, but Fur instantly replies and takes down Twists. It's JDM this time, nowhere to be seen as he's towards long A, and Phelps, he's holding that perimeter very passively. Still an equal situation. Fur towards drop down, even out the window as well, and Stan needs to be very careful there. Make any noise, he's going to give his position away, and he does, but Fur doesn't anticipate it. Nice shot in the back, executes Fur, and then gives them the lead once again, 4-on-3. As SK head back towards the A site.
Famas and AK down toward drop. It may seem insignificant as of now because Alish can't really rotate without information, but if this goes to A as the bomb is going, he should be able to pick up a gun on his way there. So much is in such that they're able to pass that man. Cold Zero, good find by Stan. That will allow the rotation for Alish to get Stan closer to the A site, and they're ready and waiting for the bomb to enter, and the AWP from JDM steps up finally.
We're starting to see it shine now. That's what we wanted to see. What a round from Stanislaw as well. Lucky at times and couldn't believe his luck pushing through smoke, but he gets it done and takes down 3 huge frags as well. SK Gaming couldn't do anything about that, and some nice shots from JDM to finish the round off as well. That was a difficult procedure there with the MP9, the Famises, as the Liege getting aggressive there. They've got a nice little system to smoke off the T-mouth, Molotov towards the left as well, flash in and take down that boosted player. It was nice and managed to get an opening frag. It's 7-5 as Liquid extend their lead now. JDM back to his more traditional spot of the chicken coop. Up against Fallen now, for one of the first times we've seen him with the AWP. He searches towards middle, looking for anything in the danger area. A nice interesting angle used. As he'll fall down towards mid. Bomb's still a B for now, and it's going to be Phelps and Fallen just showing presence towards middle this time.
Twist is going to rotate around smartly behind drop to get the window covered off so as not to leave the same gap that cost them, what was at the time, SK's 4th round. Opening shot, Taco knew it was there, but Alish, good response. Top of the tree, JDM just had to stay alive and did, 20 HP. Hinders SK. Nitro and Phelps are side by side. A wall between them. Patience. Phelps spraying into the corner could pay off because if Phelps gives himself up, Nitro could have timed the peek in return. He won't. Phelps backs off, but Nitro at least gets that information. And now he starts to push through. 32 seconds. Bomb is gathered. Cold is heading in the direction of A. They're going to play this off of Fallen. The problem is that Nitro, going aggressive, didn't realize that Stan was going to head back that direction. That opens up an opportunity. Stan, good find from below on the ramp, but knows Fallen's wrapping around. He tries to pre-fire as he sees the gun barrel, but Fallen up close as always hits the shot with 15 seconds as the bomb enters the site. They'll get the plant, and Fur is well enough forward that he'll hold off rotations.
It looks like they're saving the weaponry already. They know the round is done. Fur in towards that connector position, manages to hold off the rotations, and there it is, that key frag. Stana still having a much better map here on Cbble. He's on top of the scoreboard as well, 12 kills, 8 deaths. It wasn't quite enough, though. Managed to bring only one frag to the table. If he takes down Fallen there, they've got a serious chance of winning the round. But Fallen holding towards Long A at the end of the round. Calls all the rotations from his teammates there. They focus on middle, and he manages to stop anyone coming through the connector or balcony. So very nice job from Fallen to have the awareness. Decent call to get the bomb down with about 10 seconds to spare, and nothing the CDs can do apart from to save the AWP and Elige with the M4. Or the AK-47 now, I should say.
Another round for SK brings us back to within one of a difference. I don't always rely on the statistic that Cobblestone is a T-sided map.
No, definitely not.
I think it's a very situational map, and I think it's very economic dependent. So it depends on who sort of gets rounds back and forth, who gets sprees and momentum. And therefore, I don't see that there's any safe ground for Liquid or SK in this half.
No, I totally agree. Number 14. Liquid did save weaponry, and they've got enough to buy here. With Fallen pushing through the smoke as well. Wants this opening frag, been so good at it throughout this series. No one giving the opportunity just yet. Oh, there it is though. Knows there's a player towards the steps. Molotov him out. Oh, he's gifted a chance, but can't quite connect the bullet.
Shame that they couldn't get the spray down from stairs as well, because the Molotov in meant that he had to run to the left, which would have been a predictable spray pattern, but no one was ready to do so. Elige and Stan will still stay there together. And SK can regroup and reconfigure with 1:16 still to work with, as Twist is tasked once again with holding off one of the most crucial points of the map. The drop room. JDM this time with his AWP goes back toward A. The last time he was this side of the map, he was able to pull out a win for them with 2 quick kills at the end of the round.
JDM changing his position up towards Long A this time. He has been trying to move about. Only had a couple of rounds of frags here, and this has to be one of them. Phelps takes down Nitro, and JDM gets the call that he's low. Pulls out a P250, but he's too slow to react and doesn't get the refrag in time. Heads towards danger now. We'll see whether he can get anything done here. Still with the P250 in hand. Needs to be very careful. Oh, the timing's just absolutely horrible. As soon as he pulls out the AWP once again, that 2-second delay before he can actually pull the trigger, he gets taken down, and it will be the 5-on-3 just like that.
So with better timing, it's Fallen, snaps over and somehow finds Cold as well. Drum is dropped. He's got to be careful because he's still left in the open. No trade potential for Elige due to being behind the half wall. If Elige could have traded it immediately, he would have been prime position to be then ready for first rotation. He still is. Murder hole pre-fired. Doesn't matter. Elige wins it. And the paper-thin wall of the stable could have caught Phelps, but he didn't have the information. And as he approaches the site, Elige has to be so careful. Stan needs to get aggressive and work with him. From sitting at mid behind the half wall, there's nothing he'll be able to do if Phelps swings. So he needs to go searching. The problem is that Phelps could actually get them both right now because no one's looking that direction. Stan gets the shot, Phelps turns, and Stan goes down.
It's Phelps on low HP, lying in wait in a stable position, manages to come out on top in that situation. Elige, lovely play there, like he said, towards the murder hole. Gets the first really key frag at that point as well. Waits patiently for the player to try and flank him out, and it's Twist that makes that round a possibility. SK doing such a good job of actually managing to work together. Phelps and Fallen getting that mid-control. The other guys showing presence towards B, working that first frag, and then going in as a unit to finish things off. Just about works for them, and it's 2 rounds in a row, which breaks the economy of Liquid here. 5-7 CZ, and FP9, and Twist on the UMP. Very unlikely they win this. Elige once again trying to find the first kill here. Does he get flashed through? I'm sure he does. There's the flash, and it's successful as well. Trying to get the kill. Does get one somehow. I have no idea. JDM chimes in as well. But equal trades favors the T's.
Favors the T's, who are going to continue to be relentless toward Twist. He's trying to hide himself inside of the smoke so as to have an element of surprise, but slow pace from Taco. Jumps in. Still decent. SMG for Twist as well, the right place to be. As his teammates get closer, bomb is still up and in the hands of SK. Liquid's losing confidence that they're there. Nitro, good shots over the top, 2 from the pistol. And they'll win the half by 1 to carry momentum over to the T side.
I like that a lot. The flashbangs towards the upper platform, knowing they can't just sit back and allow SK to perform their default at that point. JDM, Elige, make things uncomfortable, force them into the B side, and they're ready and waiting. And it's a strong half from Liquid as well. 8-7 in the final map, and we'll move on to the second half after the break.
Nice, good shit. Let's go.
Well, our third map shaping up to be a lot more like our first was a back-and-forth brawl between Team Liquid and SK. Don't forget that after our second semifinal, in which Cloud9 takes on FaZe, we've also got a show match coming up, and you, as the fans, can vote for who you'd like to see. There's 20 players to choose from. All you have to do is head to ESL-1.com, click on New York, click on show match, and let your votes flood in. That is open now. 20 players to choose from. Coming up after our second semifinal. Henry, it's another brawl of a match. 8-7 after the first half. It started off back and forth, and the economy never established either side.
That's what makes an exciting game. When it's back and forth, it's not clear who's going to run away with it. 4 spies working. That's what we like to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the final map, the final half. We'll get into it. It's going to be 10 sets of armor available in this pistol as well. Liquid not wasting any time whatsoever as they rush towards danger with the bomb as well. And 3 players towards drop down. This will be an A split. Definitely coldzera needs to find some headshots here. There's the first and the second coming in as well. Great start by SK.
It's fast-paced as Nitro tries to swing back and compensate for the difference. Does get pulled down, but he's the last alive, and Fallen is swarmed. He only gets the single kill for his team, and SK take control of the game by doing so virtue of money. And potentially a 2-round spread over Team Liquid, who never even got near a bomb site to plant the bomb.
Didn't get anywhere near whatsoever as I built up. It's a very simple A-split approach coming in there from Team Liquid. 2 down middle very quickly, the bomb, 3 towards drop down. coldzera looked uncomfortable, but found the opening shot. His teammates back him up, and it's a pretty much clean sweep there from the SK side. There will be a force buy though from Team Liquid here. CZ's, Tech9's, P50s, and they're going towards middle. All 5 players on this side of the map. Nades raining in. Fallen goes down to 60 points of health. Not live. Apparently this one will be restarted. So let's calm down and take stock on what just happened. I think we obviously have a technical issue here. PC turned off, something like that.
It's, not a big deal if it just shuts off.
Yeah.
I see all 10 still on the server, so I imagine it's going to be a moment or two before the timeout happens. The timeout of the player, that is, leaving the server, not the obviously technical timeout's already been called, but slows us down a bit, gives us a moment to catch our breaths as SK have control.
I tie things up at 8-8.
I maintain control because I really do think that their CT side is going to be very, very strong. Now, the question is, they did not do so on Inferno, much to your, I guess, surprise, because you thought that they would bring it out, especially going into overtime, where you start with 16K, a double op setup.
So on this map, it's interesting. Taco is actually the secondary AWP on this particular map, and it's simply because coldzera plays towards drop down, and he's one of the few players in the world who's actually arguably very, very good at it. Like, he will consistently find you kills. He can play it by himself and have no problem at all. So instead of having the coldzera secondary AWP, let's keep him in the drop down. And Taco, who I'm not really sold on yet with his AWP, he plays quite a passive game, tries to walk towards the upper platform, doesn't really line up the scoreboard. If they do go to double up setup, which I'm sure they will eventually, it will be Taco and Fallen to work together in that respect. But still, it works. They are very good at this map, and I'm sure we'll see it come out eventually. But that will be SK with a clean sweep in the pistol. We did see the approach from Liquid going to that second round. They will have a force buy with Tech9s and CZs. It looked like they wanted to rush towards middle before the not live was called.
Waiting to see.
We're not ready to go just yet.
Not yet, even though
it sounds like there's footsteps.
Well, there is footsteps, but they're in a, it's not a warm-up mode, but basically a timeout mode in which there's no rounds on the board, nothing is there, and they'll instant medic back to where we were. It's Phelps that we're waiting for. From what I understand, the last bit of information we were fed is that he is restarting his programs now. And programs, I mean Counter-Strike and Steam. Let's not get carried away.
Not those kind of programs, yes.
No Clara, no one's been on his computer.
Oh, God, you're a slave to the meme, man.
I am a slave to the meme, it's true.
But, yeah, this is definitely going to be a 30-rounder. This is a map both teams very well versed on. We've seen some interesting rounds so far. We haven't had a real godlike clutch yet, have we? I'm sure it'll be coming in. Final half of the third map. We saw it in Inferno. coldzera with some nuts clutches. Same story for JDM as well. I want to see someone stepping on a 1v3 and get the hype really rolling here, apply the pressure to the other team. We did get some excitement with the force buy victories early on. It was like round number 6 before we saw a team win back-to-back rounds. Phelps does join the CD side once again, so the medic does come through. Looks like we're good to go, Matthew. This has been very efficient. The money looking good, and we'll have the money sorted out. 1-0 is on the board. It looks like we are good to go. Oh no, one of them's gone to the toilet.
Of course they have.
Okay.
Everyone's saying they're here. I think it was actually JDM that said that he was gone to the toilet, but wasn't actually. I'm not sure. I think he was trolling. We are ready this time for certain. Once the admins let us go, console says go. We get back underway. Again, SK won the pistol, therefore they have the money to spend. And should do so, hopefully wisely. They'll pick up one rifle at least for an M4A4. There's 4 UMPs to go along with it. SK has been victim in the past of Cobblestone of actually picking up 5 SMGs, and I don't agree with it on this map.
I hate it on most of the maps, to be honest. It does yield them rounds, but still, like, it just feels so scary to me. Up against, like, CZs, Tech 9s, for example, Deagles as well. I want to have situations where I know I'm going to be out-dueling them, right? But the UMPs up against the CZ at a certain range, like, the CZ sometimes comes out on top. It actually is the better weapon to have. But here we go then. Number 3. Or 2, I should say. It got confusing afterwards. Let's try number 2. It's going to be the fast play towards middle as expected. Foe the first 2 frags, but here we go. Something to work with on the T side. Maybe not much though as the bomb goes down. And will be now Twist, the final player in the 2 versus 1 situation. They know exactly where he is, and the bomb's down as well, but it might not matter. Here we go. Taco versus Twist. Twist on 37 points of health.
What a round from Twist. Dynamic and quick as always.
Oh, he's
got the vent to work with. Oh, if he had held the angle. Problem is by putting the smoke out, he funnels the vision back the other way as well because it was thrown to the right side. He's got to hit the shots. He's got to hit the shots. So close, yet so far. Taco maintains the advantage for SK.
Taco got completely outplayed there as well. He was toying with him. He knew exactly where he is. Dropped the smoke, suggests I'm going to cross over, get this bomb, back to the murder hole, baits him out, just can't hit the shot. Taco can't believe his life's come out on top there. He knows he was done. And it should have been a Twist round with 3 picked up already. That's going to be gutting for him. That was the force buy. CT's coming out on top and a chance just to build their economy now. As we enter round number 18, it's 9-8 in favor of SK. That could be a round that could come back to haunt Twists. Deagles, Glocks, and a PT-50. That's about all they have to work with here. Of course, no armor, no nades, and Twist trying to get the opening shot here. Spotted, has to fall back.
JDM will fall off as well, unaggressive from bottom of the B tunnels. The Dragon's Tail. The Dragon Lore's on the wall there.
I got that.
And it kind of swings like a Dragon's Tail. That's what it means. Cold and Phelps make it pretty straightforward. They're all going to go to a drop. The lead does make it interesting to give JDM a chance, but he couldn't trade it fast enough. If he brought it down to what would now be a 1 versus 2, I would have given him a better chance, better odds. He has picked up an M4 and has bomb. A minute to work with. We'll see if he can segregate them enough to find individual kills. It'll be a tough challenge considering Taco and know exactly where he is, and Taco never let him get anywhere.
Double digits on the board for SK Gaming. After losing the pistol in the first half, they bounced back with a 3-0 in the second. There will be money available for Liquid. It was JDM who did not force buy in the second round. He went for the full eco. Mini can bring out the orb. 11 kills to his name so far. Hasn't replicated that form in Inferno in quite a while, but we'll see if he's got anything left in the tank. Up against Fallen, who's an absolute animal on this map. He can play some of the craziest close-range situations with the AWP on Cobblestone. And I'm sure that's where we'll see some of the clutches come through.
JDM will wait with the AWP and watch under the arch. Atlong was smoked down, but with a massive gap in it. Highly unlikely, even if SK had anyone nearby, that they would cross on it. Still worth considering. Cold will play inside of the drop window side, meaning there's no hole with which we saw SK penetrate A defense with. However, Twist will penetrate with a shot from the AK-47 towards Fur instead.
Quick rotation back towards B, trying to capitalize on that opening pick they have, hoping they forced a rotation towards that A site. But they probably haven't. Fallen's called that they've actually fallen all the way back. He has full control of that position. To be fair though, Coldzera will be joining him. Phelps and Taco now to hold strong on the B side. 45 seconds remaining. Phelps trying to do some damage through the smoke, and damage he shall do. Takes down Nitro and drops the bomb at the same time.
An additional smoke to be deployed will buy time and space as well against Liquid and make it a 4 versus 4 on the T side. But Phelps is a master of finding them inside of the smoke because he's got Twist down as well. Bomb is dropped. They'll grab it once more, but they've got 26 seconds. Stan has to go in the drop. He will, but there's not much room to work with. JDM's got a sprint. He relies on Elige getting an entry immediately, and Stan needs to hold everyone else at bay, if not do better, and get kills. Good damage. And he'll go join his teammates. They know there's one to find in the site. That's been solved. Elige gets the kill. 10 seconds. Balm can now make it to the site. But Stan is given the doorway up, and Elige has to hold it instead, as he'll wait for anyone to push through Murder Hole. With Elige going down, JDM knows he has to look to the left side of the APC instantly. And they have no information as to the bottom and middle. And therefore, the AWP won't have confidence as exactly where to look. In fact, he looks toward the door. Phelps could surprise him. Phelps could walk directly toward him, and he'll be sitting in the open, but not before he finds Fallen. And now he's got control of the situation, as Phelps does not have a kit. They may pull it back from a 4-3 situation when there was 35 seconds and they started to rotate. Liquid pull it off, and Elige's kill behind the stable is the most important to access the site.
Absolutely. A recovery there from Team Liquid, and Stanislaus, some fantastic shots to close the round out as well. It's 10-9. Team Liquid bounce back after going 3-0 down. We'll still have money available for SK, but not a ton of it, you know. They've actually been kept relatively modest, and that's why they'll take the pause now to work out how they operate going forward in this series. Do they allow Liquid to tie things up and give them this one? Taco's got 5K, similar story to Fur as well, but it's the other three who are on sub $2,000 per player, but we are going all in.
Have to identify in the last round as well, Twist, knowing that he had to hold off rotations, not only did good damage, but didn't stick around to fight. He knew exactly what the port of call was. If Elige went down, Balm did not make the site. So rather than sit to hold off rotations, which he could do afterwards, he joined in on a 3-on-1 situation on A and then turned around. So good awareness, I could say, from the 17-year-old. Good task awareness and knowing that the team is first, not his little duel, his individual battle of pride, I guess.
Old head on young shoulders, perhaps. Doing a good job. It's not bad at all. And we'll be round number 20 here. And the force play, as I said, Taco on the AWP map. I said he would be the secondary role, but this round is primary, and he's got a B rush to deal with as well.
He's in position, but not quite fast
Good
enough.
night.
And he's not even going to get a shot as Elige and Nitro open the site. Bomb to be planted. Nitro's just being extra cautious of the fact that no one has checked Chicken Coop. They now do. Twist is the one to do so. Bomb planted and a save call already. SK 10-10. Liquid have pulled it back, and they pick up a second op, at least for a moment. Nitro thinks about it. I would rather see him stay on the AK on the T side.
Yeah, that's Taco. I'm surprised that they buy up an AWP, that he's the one who's given it. You've got arguably one of the world's best sniper players within your team, and you give it to Taco, who's very recently moved to that kind of secondary role, but only on this map, really. And whiffs the shot. He was flashed, to be fair, but Nitro completely eviscerated him on the B side. 5-on-3. Will be saving the M4, and that was the full investment from the SK side after losing the previous round. They get $1,900 into the next, and they'll have 2 pistols and an M4 to work with here. So grim times, and they might just get an extra AK as well. That gets stolen away, and now makes things a little bit more interesting.
More enticing to go for a forced buy around it. The problem is they're only around the 2K mark, and it's only 2 rounds now built up against them, which makes it a tough bargain. So I think stick to pistols around it. Be ready to get the 3rd round loss bonus. Yes. $2,400 in the next, and with $2,400 on basically $2,000, they'll be in a position to buy.
You're probably thinking about boosting up towards drop down this sort of round and maybe get an opening kill with an AK-47. Fallen actually takes it towards long A, but will be there as well and towards the A side of the map. So they put all the firepower towards A. Bit of a gamble here to be baited into the corner, and there's where the T's are heading towards as well. Fallen showing some presence. Does a bit of damage as well, a couple of dinks in there, but once again, Liquid with the same sort of approach. They get the opening pick towards A, then they send everyone back towards the B halls.
Back toward the B halls as Fallen downed early. Leaves Taco still in the picture with the AK-47. Cold will take that from Taco, who brings it over like an Uber Eatsman. Hired to bring you your food in a storm after a tree goes through the wall. Yes, Anders, I'm looking at you. Okay. Either way, because he has the armor, and therefore aim punch will not apply, he can be better suited to take the duels, and we know Taco is very suitable at duels.
Time ticking away. We'll end up towards the A site here for Liquid. They have got smokes for Connector and only Fur to defend. I say only, he is one of the world's best fraggers in CSGO. He's got an M4 in hand, but a lot of opposition in front of him. There's the first and a double. Can he find anything more? Surely not. Taken down. It's Stanislaus to find the key frag there, but JDM, he'll chime in as well. 3-on-2 now.
Stan taps towards the vents. JDM gets the shot instead as he rotates around to try and get toward Romeo, but can't catch off Juliet because he's romantic as always, his Cold Zero. Quite pretty to watch, but 7 HP against 2 players as they've split up is going to be extremely hard. More so because he does not have a kit. He's expecting to be a rotation back down the bottom of the middle that would pinch him off when he commits. There isn't one thus far. Instead, it's JDM patiently waiting to stare him down, and it's 11 rounds for Liquid. They take back the lead.
11-10, Liquid now looking to close this map out. And was an eco from SK. They had saved weaponry from the previous. That fourth might have done enough there, man. That could have been a match if he gets that third frag. Doesn't happen, and JDM manages to salvage the round, but Liquid do take the lead. And he's still not amazing for the CTs. Not a single kit available, Fallen with no utility, and a glass cannon AWP. That might not matter. He holds very defensively towards the top of mid. Joining him at long A. CTs only have 3 smokes. That's pretty much all they use. Like I said, no kits to work with as well. Can't allow a plant to go through. I would like Fallen to be hunting for the frags without the armor. He can't really justify it. Just wants to get the opening kill as they face towards middle. That does indeed happen. JDM he'll hold towards the platform and try and feel out if any players on the other side of that smoke.
JDM with the right positioning. Taco might have a bad time. And doesn't have the same angle to hold this time. If Liquid find the 12th round, SK is fully 100% invested in this round with a glass cannon and no kits and not much utility left at all. So they've bled them out. They've done well in that aspect. They want to commit to this B side early. They've got to win straight duels as well. Smokes to go down, set wall. Phelps and Taco, Cold Zero as well, all close by. They'll be able to get aggressive. In fact, it's a deep wall, so that means on the statue there's lots of vision, but Twist and Elige have better ideas as they wrap around the tree. And to make a precise incision, bomb to go down. Fallen and Fur on rotations.
Yeah, SK on the ropes right now, Matt. They can't hold off these B executions whatsoever. That's going to be 3 rounds in a row. Make it 4 for Team Liquid. Looking very good here in the closing sectors of the third map. SK just don't have a response for that full execution play. Wall of smokes towards the B site. Flashbangs going over as well. And Cold Zero, the only player fragging there. They had no utility to really work with. One player on a UMP as well. And Elige, Twist starting to hit some shots now. Like I said, SK won't save the AWP and the M4. 4th stage loss bonus though, they need to be very careful. They can't afford to let anything slip by. They need to save both of these weapons. JDM investigating towards T-spawn. Looks like both the CTs will survive here. JDM can't take the risk of pushing any further. 12-10. They took down Astralis yesterday in a 3-map epic affair.
They took down SK last week.
Let me finish, Matthew. Last week, they took down SK Gaming in Mykonos in the semi-final. Very similar scenes to what we're seeing here right now. SK, difficult buy. They won't be forcing into this one, trying to keep some money available for themselves. But Liquid, proving themselves to be the best team in North America right now. Could take another huge scalp here in the 3rd and final map. They certainly have the advantage. JDM finds Phelps to open things up once again.
JDM's gonna hold again. Cold Zero tries to do what he can with the CZ75. Needs to go down inside of the drop room. No immediate aggression from Cold. He'll sit to the E-box side. And Fallen at the top of mid is able to swing, if he had to, with the AWP and watch off the connector. In fact, he's going to get closer to it, knowing that the pressure is likely to be on B. Liquid seemingly enjoy going to that side of the map, significantly more than that of A, at least in the early sections of the rounds. When things get a little lopsided, they might fall back on the other, but at this point, it's a similar setup. Smokes again to go deep from Twist. That's off crisscross fashion. Taco is going to sit. Still makes one work from within the flames. Fallen has the other on the AWP, but he's stuck behind the statue and they elongate the angle. Stanislaw goes in and gets Fallen out. He's lost the bomb. JDM runs immediately by it, realizes it, and then picks it up to go back. Won't matter because Fur is going back to the A site to save once again. The M4 held a 3rd in a row for Liquid. a fifth in a row for Liquid, but
Indeed.
3 to go till 16 and GG to move into the grand final against SK.
Remember, this still was an eco from SK. They saved weaponry from the previous round. They didn't invest into it. They kept their players at about 2K apiece. $3,400 on top of this. We saved them 4 as well. They're going to have a very strong buy. I reckon the double orb setup comes into the next round, Matt. We said we've been waiting for it. It has been a very weak second half for SK so far. After winning the pistol and going up 3-0, they've lost 5 rounds in a row. I think this is the time to bring it out. Fallen, possibly Taco as well. He hasn't proven himself to be up there with the world-class Orbers, but that's their usual stance with the double orbs on this map. 13-10, Liquid could do it 2 times in a row against SK in best of 3s to make it to a grand final. They certainly have the advantage right now, and have a look at the buys. Double orb setup does come out, Matt. Here we go. Fallen, Taco, 3 M4s around them. We've been waiting for it. That was an opening shot from JDM. That was quite nice. And this is it. Taco, he's got the pressure on his shoulders. I know Fallen can deliver. He can find the opening frags, but Taco, I'm still not convinced with him on the AWP, and I want to see what he can bring to the table here. He's getting boosted up towards drop down. Here we go.
This is interesting. This is one way to get the op in position. Molotov means they couldn't push up early. Flash means that Taco's fully blind, then has to fire, and therefore give up on the original plan already.
Gives away that that's where the orb was. Not a huge deal. A reposition back towards the upper platform. We have got 5 players from Liquid now going towards the A side. They've got nothing in the B halls, meaning they don't have information only for the flank. So to me, to suggest they will fully commit. Fur, he sits inside their smokes.
Between the smokes. Bottom of mid is Liquid's positioning this time does favor toward A, and they'll go aggressive flash in. Twist
Nice
already
shot.
finds Fur. Rotations are on time. They're already inside of the site as they're already at the top of the ramp. So too is Liquid. They'll greet each other head on, but an additional smoke by the APC means Phelps has trouble firing down to the leash. Gets it first. Good shot. Fallen. He gets up on top, and he's fast as always to find Twist, but fire and flames and fury from Elige. Down goes Cole, and JDM gets them round 14. It's 2 to go for Liquid.
Double orb setup yields no fruit whatsoever for SK Gaming. The fast, assertive control from Team Liquid towards middle. Fur go down with absolutely nothing. Fallen can't back him up. He's locked at the back of the A site, and the kills just keep rolling in for Liquid. Fallen, decent attempt here, but that's all he could get. His teammates dropping around him, and amazing work by the North American side. We still have enough for a buy here with maximum loss bonus, but it's not looking good. 3 SMGs, a Famous, and a Fallen orb. They have got the head armor and a little bit of utility to work with as well after opting for the lesser weaponry. Flashbangs towards the upper platform, and 1 round will do it. Grand final point for Liquid. Crowd starting to get behind them now as well.
Spam your squid for Liquid. 2 to go. One is intentionally dropped as JDM will babysit down toward the bottom of middle, and Fallen's approaching the same angle. Wants to get aggressive onto the AWP as they boost Twist at long. Push will be sufficient enough to catch off the angle if he's watching for it from a high ground. They'll leave Twist there to do exactly that, as well as Stan now peers over the edge of the plank at drop. He's positions himself that he's ready to do so.
45 seconds remain. A very weak buy from SK. All roads lead here for them. The SMGs, the Famouses, lose this. There's just not going to be enough left to try and win the game. Fast speed commitment to first frag in favor of Twist, but Colter is fighting back. It's enough so far with 2 kills of the UMP.
Decent trades. Bomb still trying to work its way in. JDM goes down. Nitro with Bomb will fall as well. 24 seconds. A lineup Elige nearly finds 2. And smartly Fallen backs away. If he goes down that early, it leaves Elige the entire site to work with, plus the bomb to recover. And they know that they don't need to do much. With the bomb down, time becomes the factor. And Elige will recover, but trying to plant. Fallen knew where the bomb was, fires into it. And there's still life left in SK.
Coldzera holds them off. 2 kills of that UMP, buys enough time for Fallen. They're coming towards that B side. He finds 3 kills in total. That's all we want to see from the in-game leader. Cobblestone is one of his special maps, and you can see this is the final shot there. As you said, he knew exactly where the bomb was and denies the plan. And potentially a bit of money there. To be fair, it's pretty swollen for Team Liquid. We've got JDM on 12K. They will take a pause, and Zeus can come in and just help them out, help them get over the finish line here. Money now starting to get back into a favorable position for SK Gaming. That was a big round for them as well. They stabilize, bring out the M4s, AKs, and still, of course, Fallen on the AWP. A couple of kits to work with. What's the play here from Team Liquid? Definitely will be buying, but just want to get that one round. I did say, Matt, overtime still very likely here on Cobblestone. We said it would go with the full distance of 30 rounds, but I reckon overtime still has a huge possibility here. The M-Pause comes through. Final buys on the board. JDM, of course, on the AWP. No one towards middle for now.
Pretty tight, both sides. As you say, final buy. Stan, flames in front, will smoke immediately into them to extinguish, but then gets forced forward by a Molotov, and thankfully isn't being watched from the stairwell. There's a gap on the left side of his smoke deployed. It's a hobbit hole for Taco. Nitro, better find as he gets in toward drop. Fallen goes as fast as he dare to get in position with the AWP. Taco's better with Cold as they set the cross. It's Twist and Elige to pull it back. And Fur is late. He won't be able to get inside of the site as Fallen, held off by a smoke, tries to do what he can with the AWP. Elige gets the shot. A 15th round, a series round. In the cards perhaps for Liquid as Fur tries to do what he can.
This could be it. Fur, he knows if he doesn't save this weapon, they're going to have absolutely nothing. They're getting $1,400 next round. Everyone's fully invested. It's do or time. Either go for the win or save the M4. Looks like he's have to save it. Even finding a couple of kills, it means nothing. They've got plenty of money. It's not worth it, Fur. Just fall back. That meant nothing for him, that one kill. And now they've got absolutely nothing to work with here. Grand final point for Team Liquid up against the Pistols of SK. If ever there was a chance to win this map and go to the grand final, this would be it. Lose to this, and you got to ask yourself, where did it all go wrong? Up against 4 CZs, 1 Desert Eagle, no grenades, no defuse kits. Team Liquid surely have booked themselves a place in the grand final today.
Never speak too soon when SK is on the server, especially against Liquid, but with just pistols to work with, the writing may in fact be on the wall. A flash through, Elige goes. Fallen has to back away. Smokes out in doing so, buys himself some space, but then nades and Molotovs will push him back, so the Pistols' opposition becomes further and further in the distance, making it less likely to find a one-hit wonder. Shout from Stan, he's inside position already at E-Box. Phelps is close enough, he can swing! Good find from Stan, response from Taco is swift, it leaves a gun down that Cold is picked up.
It's never gonna be easy. The Eagles respond. We can see a flank from Fur coming in as well. He's towards long A. He's got behind them, but they're sticking together. Fallen has to find one. It doesn't happen. The flank could be in vain. The bomb will be planted. Cold Zero coming from the connector. Can he get anything done? Taking damage. Has to fall back, but here comes Fur. A chance to take down Elige. Takes him. And now looking for the double. Now we've got something to work with.
Twist at least burns Cold alive. That was one of the guns brought up, but the other two have picked up their own. And Twist, he knows the situation as Nitro's low on HP. He's caught the open. He's caught the open entirely. Taco gets Nitro. Fur on the flank makes it work, and from Pistols, SK get a 12th round.
Fur's done it. We saw the flank building up there. I didn't think it'd work in his favor. I thought, sure, he'll get 1 kill. He gets the double, and then the final frag as well. If that's the round that gets SK to overtime, Liquid will be kicking themselves. That's up against 5 Pistols there, and they can't find the form to close it out. They got the trades. Fallen found nothing. But now just 3 rounds separates SK Gaming in overtime once again. Here's the replay of the flank. Just done to perfection. There's so much pressure. And he does it. Picks up the AWP and finishes things off as well. Lovely work by Fur.
This is not done at all.
No.
If this gets to overtime, my God, Liquid. They escaped it in the first map. Which ultimately led us here. It will be another pause, and Zeus knows the situation. They've just given away their best chance against Pistols. The weapons still aren't perfect on the SK side. The money never established, but it's close.
I can't even hear what he's saying, and I'm inspired. He looks passionate. He's fired up.
I had a coach like that in hockey once who had no idea about hockey, but gave the best speeches
just good speeches.
Ever.
Got you in the
We
mood.
were so pumped every time.
Go out and lose still, but great speeches. Well, here we go. Liquid missing out on their chance against the Pistols. Gives SK Gaming a lifeline into this one. Orb comes out once again. AKs, M4s, famous for Phelps. Still plenty of money for Liquid here. They haven't been broken just yet, but this will be the round to do it. If SK can do this, 15-13, then down to an eco, overtime very likely. This round pretty much decides it, and first not matching around whatsoever towards long A, finds 2, but that will be all. Elise takes him down, the bomb down, and that's some information gathered for the CTs at least. They take the man advantage here.
Take the advantage, but leave Fallen to find out for sure if they still are going to pursue on the A site. No one else rotating, hoping that those kills will discourage Liquid from approaching and funnel them back the other direction. Cold at least has position inside of connector there, in which he can be fast to Romeo. He may not even need to be as Fallen as fast with an AWP, and Stan goes down. This would bring us to 15-13. No money for Liquid, and would effectively be playing at a 15-14 for overtime. As Liquid missed the chance, has Fur stolen it away, not only with a double in this round, but with a beautiful flank on a CZ last time by. Best chance as Elige goes undetected into the site, and he may do that. Fallen, no idea. Straightforward execution from Elige. He's not the man that has the bomb, so JDM still has to cross. An AWP in his hands to do so. Elige has to get aggressive to support him doing so. Now swap positions to give Elige the angle, but he had to hit the shot on Cold. And JDM will get a bomb. Oh, he won't. He's actually going to fight it. I was going to say, he'll get a bomb down to try and get money forward for his team, but the shoulder baits are buying time for his teammates to get closer, and Taco secures a 13th round. Money in the hands of SK, and this goes 30. Unbelievably, SK have pulled it back.
They definitely have. Down to that man on your screen right now. Fur with the CZ might have done just enough. This should be the eco now. Pistols for Team Liquid. Presumably in round number 29, we are going the full distance. CZs, Glocks, and a Tech 9. No arm up, a couple of smokes. No way they do this. Fur, be careful, my friend. No aggressive play required here. B rush from Twists, trying to find the opening kill. Might just do it, but denied by Cold Zera. 5 and 4, and they'll head back towards middle. It was all a bit of a ruse. And they have pulled all the rotations towards the B side of the map, so they have got a little bit of wiggle room here. The bomb probably goes down here, unless Fur, he can deny it. And deny it, he shall. He manages to take the first player down.
And this is definitely the round for SK. Liquid had this game by the balls, and apparently the balls were too big on the bull of the SK side because they're right back into it. Round 30, and it's all in for Liquid. Got enough for an AWP, but it would be a glass cannon if they elect to do so. JDM's not the one with the money either, so we had dropped AWP, and it's going to be a rifle instead as a result. Smokes on all 5.
15-14. We told you the third map would be something special. It's certainly delivering. Guns available on either side. Comes down to pure skill as to who's going to take the final round. Liquid looking to make the grand final. Stab. He's feeding back. The double frag. The heroic play, but it might not be enough. Twist gets the refrag.
Cold couldn't swing fast enough. If you called out Stan, you better brag and believe in him now. What a round. He has 22 kills in the game, and Twist continues to wreak havoc. Late on the rotation, and later than Immortals, Fur's locked out like KNG. Fur will try his desperate best to try it back in the sight. Smokes down, bomb planted. Overtime may not matter now as Fur gets closer. He forced it with a CZ, but chances against 4 as they're completely surrounded or even less. They know he's behind the rock, and Elige will flank it. Liquid to the finals, Cloud9 to play off against FaZe. One North American team through, and for the second week in a row, they take down the #1 rated team in the world.
Unbelievable scenes. It's the fast B play, the split between the platform and the drop-down room. Stanislaw, of all the players, of all the criticism he's had so far in this tournament, he finds the first 2 opening frags, takes the aggro away, sets Twist up, and it's a massive, massive round, avoiding overtime. I thought they were done for after they lost the round to the 5 pistols. You felt that that could be a SK coming in to steal it. But it was an epic first semi-final of the day when all 3 maps saw 2 overtimes as well. Lovely stuff. And it will be Team Liquid, as you said, going to the grand final.
What a series as well, and it was exactly how they had to do it. We knew it was going to be a brawl on Cobblestone. Inferno, they were 16-14 against Astralis. They were equally as close today. In fact, double overtime needed to beat Cold Zera and SK as it was on that map. And Overpass we knew was never going to be in it, so that's about as tight as you could possibly win. That's about the shallowest margin you could ever have in a series.
Absolutely.
In fact, they won, if you look at the round loss differential, SK won more rounds in this series.
Yeah.
By virtue of having a one-sided match on Overpass. Yeah. But with that said, it's Liquid that go through, and it's a 17-year-old who's been playing his absolute lights out on stage with OJ Borg.
I just asked you how you felt taking what was a crazy 3 mapper there. Don't do it ad verbatim. But that was so match.
It was really crazy. My heart's still racing. I'm sure everyone on my team is like still feeling the adrenaline, and it was just a really good series. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, so it feels really good to beat them again in the best of 3.
I know, two matchups against what you could call the #1 team in the world, and twice you've closed it out. This Liquid lineup is starting to look good.
We've been practicing a lot. We had a nice boot camp in Netherlands before our ESG event and this one, and it definitely helped our team so much. So
that first map, I mean, double overtime. What was it like to play that? What did you think you had it all the way through? Were there doubts?
every round is a new round. You can't just think you have the game, and you can't think that when you're losing. You can't think that when you're winning. So every round's a new round.
So you've made it through to tomorrow's final. NACS is back. I mean, will you take much stress through to tomorrow? Because that was really emotionally draining, wasn't it?
I'm stressed? A bit, but it's going to go away by tomorrow, and I'm going to be prepared. So I'm sure the team's going to be prepared too.
Well, the next matchup is Cloud9 taking on FaZe. Call it for me. Do we have an All-American final?
I'm hoping for an All-American final. That would be something. That would be something.
Well, put your hands together. He was unbelievable. Twist, put your hands together as well for the winners. They go through to the final tomorrow. It's Team Liquid.